Hey there, happy Thursday evening. It's been a while since I've come to you with a live edition on in the evening. I had a busy day, got to take care of my grandkids as best as I could. There was a lot of snuggling because my weight limit with my left arm is still 1 pound. Both my grandkids weigh more than 1 pound, but I had a great time with them today, and so then I came home and finished putting my things together for tonight's project, and I'm so happy to see Mary and Lois and Joyce already on here. Thank you so much. So yeah, I got kind of set up, and then I was playing the game of hide the iPad all by myself. I was like, where did I put that? Hi Lisa, hi Donna. So I'm trying to see if I can get my iPad working now that I have it. Hi Nancy and Shelly. So if not, I'll just kind of start going. So this is card number 9 already. So I felt like I was so behind, and then tomorrow will be 10, and then it's also about the end of January too. So it's one of those things that, okay, I better get on it, and I'm probably where I should be, and I'm really excited for tonight's card because I know a lot of you like the whimsical animals and such. Hi Kelly, hi Angie, hi Deb, and Connie too. So I've been giving lots of attention lately to the darling donkeys, and they're so cute, but I'm like, okay, a lot of you guys just love like the zany zebras, the way to goat, and all those other kind of whimsical animal stamp sets too. I am using 1, 2, 3 stamp sets and 2 different sets of dies tonight. So kind of just a whole like casserole of different products. But I am focusing on the fun little goat from the Way to Goat set tonight. So I just thought, oh, let's cut him out, fussy cut him, and have the goat kind of get some highlight. And whenever you think of goats like this one eating the flower, I thought let's pull in some floral paper and kind of go with that. So I'm going to show you my messy desk because I kind of had a lot of, should I try that? Nope, that didn't work. What should I use for colors? What should I use for dyes? What should I use for punches? And it would just kind of like look like it exploded, and I'm glad that my card actually came together because sometimes then I just give up and go to a different thing too. So let me get my camera turned around here. Thanks, Lisa. So yeah, I will try and look for comments here because I don't see that my iPad wants to connect, which is fine. Because I usually can kind of see what you guys are doing too. So let me show you the card front and center. So I loved how this red heart, this big red heart popped on this. And my main concern was that I would be, thank you, Kelly. Yes, we all should have messy desks. That means we're doing something. I love it. So, my main concern was this: I wanted to use this big red heart and put this goat on it, and I wanted to use this paper, but I didn't know if it would like be odd because I didn't have any reds in the paper, although this pink looks really nice with the red. And so I actually tried these papers with a red background as my card base, and that actually didn't look as well when I tried to tie it in. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna go back to navy blue and kind of just put some more reds in where I could. Hi Pam, hi Becky, the sisters are on together. So when I say that I'm using tons of stuff, here's my pile of things. Okay, so Way to Goat, that is from the annual catalog here. So annual catalog, Way to Goat. So if some of these images look familiar from different cards that I've done, it could be because of that. So hi Laura. And then let's see, a grand kid. A lot of you have said, Belle, you need to use this more often because, and actually Linda Sampson just tuned in, and she's like, oh, could you use this one more often? And this week, a lot of my customers are saying, I'm busy making Valentines for my grandkids. So that made me look at this in a different way. And because I'm making these cards up to send out to you, I don't want to personalize it with you're an amazing grandson to an extraordinary granddaughter because some of you might not have any of those or, you know, such. So, but I loved the you are so loved in there. So I thought, okay, let's just put that on there. But Linda, I'm making a card with that. And that's from the annual catalog. Okay, and then also from the annual catalog, that was a Valentine carryover that I loved last year and still love, Meant to Be. So I am using some dies from Be Mine Stitched Framelits that coordinate with Meant to Be here. All I'm using it for is this tiny little heart for the inside, but I'm using the dies. So I'm like, okay, let's get it all out together. And honestly, the last set of dies that I'm using tonight is the Tasteful Labels dies. I love these dies. And this actually was exactly what this card needed. And I'll tell you why once I get going. Hello, Janet. Good to see you on here. So I hope you guys are all snuggled in. It was kind of a blustery day. I was out running errands with the kiddos and such, and I thought, oh, burr, I didn't have to get them out of the vehicle once because my husband and I kind of tag teamed errands, and kind of glad to be back home and snuggled in. Okay, so Celebration here, that brochure has the paper blooms. And sometimes I think like this could be overlooked because the color, just the way the lighting is, makes it look kind of washed out a little bit. And yes, some of these patterns are kind of a little bit lighter than others and such, but like this green one is so fun. And I almost tried to do something with these pink stripes just because they, you know, it's pink and I'm trying to focus on Valentine things or this and such. And you've seen me use others of the papers in here too. But then I kind of saw these fun treads and I thought, oh, that's fun. And then that could pair up with this. And then you know how it happens. The rest is history. So I just cut little pieces and let me get going. And so today, my wrist feels tired, my arm feels tired. Hopefully that is a sign of healing. So I thought, let me try, if it's okay with you guys, to show you my card. But I did all the die cutting and fussy cutting ahead of time. So oh, let's see, where did I start? Okay, let me start with my card base for you guys. Okay, so this is my card base, Night of Navy, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and today I'm folding it this way, my Night of Navy, and I just want to make sure I have a good crease on that. And then the free Celebration paper blooms. I cut this first piece 2 1/2 inches by 5 1/4, and so then this I will get stuck over to the side. I want to leave a little bit of a, like an eighth, between an 1/8 and 1/4 approximately of a margin there. And then I'm also going to take my next piece that I say looks like tire treads here. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. And so then I'm just going to kind of eye that, and hopefully I'll keep about that same amount of Night of Navy showing on this edge in the middle as over here. So that actually turned out pretty well. So I thought about just, you know, making this a whole nother layer, but I kind of wanted to do more popping up with the images and such too. So with some white cardstock here, I'm going to open up my black ink pad, and I'm going to stamp out my goat, cute goat from Way to Goat, and stamp him over here like so. And I can put that lid back on, and then magically this goat is going to become this goat all cut out. So I didn't cut out those little sprinkles or petals falling from there, but I am going to take the time to show you how to color. So I'm just going to pull up my chair here and have you guys gather around. I'll grab my glasses because a lot of you say you love to see me color, and I never know if that's like, okay, truly or not. And this one, you know, it's a bigger goat, but you'd think, oh, Belle, don't do that. Don't waste our time. But it really doesn't take too long. So I'm going to start with the really red, or excuse me, real red, the dark real red of my Stampin' Blends. And I'm just going to color in the petals of the flower here. It's kind of a busy card, so I'm not going to go into the detail of coloring in the little leaf or the stem of it too. The other day when I was coloring in the flower with my donkey, I kind of did that because I liked the pop of the green. So this color that I'm using here is the light cinnamon cider. So I'm just going to kind of do an outline there of his hair, whoops, and some stripes on his horns with the light cinnamon cider. And then I'm going to take the dark cinnamon cider and just kind of go in the middle here, just like so, just kind of scratch it through just like that, and that's just going to kind of highlight that. So if you follow me, usually I do, let's outline the dark and then start with the light, and that's what I'm going to kind of do for the body here too. But with this, I'm going to go on the outside a little bit more here. So I'm just going to kind of trying to hold it so you can see it and just kind of follow around. And thanks, Pam, for that comment, because I know you're one that's like, oh, coloring an eye, we need to become friends, basically. So with this, the fur on this goat is just kind of fluffy, kind of etched like so. So you can just kind of zigzag color that in. The tail, I'm just gonna color a little bit dark there, and the legs I'm just gonna go down a little bit, but I'm not gonna truly color the whole outside in the dark. I'm gonna kind of come back and do the legs in the lighter as well too. So just kind of lots of scribbling. Anywhere Stampin' Up's artists have kind of given me some darker areas, then I'm going to go over that too. So that was the dark smoky slate. Hi there, Diane. Now with the light smoky slate, I'm going to go over these horns. I'm just going to kind of push that color around. I put stripes of the cinnamon cider, but I don't want them to be like really stripey. So just by going over it with the light smoky slate, just kind of blends that and doesn't make that be truly the focus point, where it kind of makes him look like he's wearing those long tube socks with the stripes in them. That's not what I wanted it to look like. Okay, so then I just take with my light smoky slate here, basically fill in everything else, and it doesn't have to be colored the same way. So if my lines were going one way with the dark smoky slate, this can go against the grain the other way, and it's just fine. And then I'm going to go out on the tail. Like I said, usually I color that opposite, where I'm getting the darker on the edges, but this time I kind of wanted to go out to the edges with the lighter of the smoky slate. So if anybody was singing the Jeopardy tune while I did all that coloring, I'm already done. So look how professional those blends look. Actually, I think I forgot to kind of scribble over that one. It's going to bug me, so I'm just going to kind of go like that with my dark one, so that one looks like the rest of them as far as being shaded in. So if you know me, I love my blends. Okay, so that hopefully looks like that one too. And that's where I thought just getting that little bit of a pop of that flower in the real red is really going to help too. So now I'm ready to do the rest of this assembling for the heart. So I'm going to get out my dimensionals here and just kind of put a few dimensionals here and there on him, kind of wherever there's a spot for dimensional, he's going to get one. So that's going to look pretty good. I don't know if I can move that one, just so there's one up there, and I think I will squeeze one there. So he is going to be covered with dimensionals. Okay, and I feel like I'm getting my grip back in my fingers a little bit better too, so that's exciting for me. So he or her, or well, it's probably he with the horns. I don't know how that works with goats. I don't know goats very well. So the goat's going on there, put it that way. And so then for the sentiment, I'm going to pull out my Real Red ink pad and open that up. And let me actually put this back up since I'm done coloring, just to give you a little wider view of my project area. So you can tell I've been busy. So I stamped out the You Are So Loved in red, in navy, and I tried it on with my die cuts from the Tasteful Labels and such, and I didn't like any of them. So I went back to let's do You Are So Loved with real red. I'm just going to put that on some Whisper White. And then I decided what it needed was just to be popped up. So I got out my 1.5 inch circle punch. Thank you, Linda. I love coloring now. I would have never guessed that a few years ago. So this You Are So Loved gets punched out with my 1.5 inch circle punch. Stampin' Up! Always had so many circle punches. And then after they came out with their circle dies, they don't have as many, but they still have the 1.5 inch, which works perfect with, and this is the die that I'm using from the Tasteful Labels. So it's that circle one. There's two that kind of look like this with that jagged edge. I'm using the larger of the two. So I love that it kind of looks stitched and jagged. And then this just gets framed with that like so. So I'm actually going to take my dimensionals and kind of do a double pop up on this. And let me show you too the die that I used. This is the die that I used for this heart. So when this gets cut out or die cut with the die, it actually makes just a skinny little outline here plus this big heart. So it kind of makes two cuts at once. So I just needed this tonight. And this is going to get a double pop up as well, like here and one in the middle. And then the You Are So Loved. I'm just going to put a couple of those dimensionals on there too. About the time I think I'm getting my grip back, well, then my stickers fly everywhere. So let me get that out of the way and that. Okay, so I kind of did the dimensionals at the same time just so that I could lay it down at the same time and know that there's going to be space for that and then space for that, and then I'll just press that down like so. So my main concern was I didn't want it to end up looking like a 4th of July card with the red and the blue, but I think with enough of the floral, it doesn't hopefully look like that. And Lisa just asked about the heart die. So yes, that is from, and I'll bring it here now that I actually used it, the Be Mine Stitched Framelits die. So this is in the annual catalog. And don't ever be sorry, because even if I mention it in the beginning, sometimes it doesn't make sense until you see it used and go, okay, now I'm interested. So it coordinates with the Meant to Be, which the Meant to Be has all these fun little hearts, but I'm just going to use that little red one there. And that's going to be stamped in my Real Red ink pad. And I just thought it was kind of fun because it kind of almost looks like the same flower design as what is in the goat's mouth. So I love that tiny little flower design within the heart. And like I said, it kind of looks like the same one in the goat's mouth. So this is ready to be taped down like so for the inside. And like I said, I'm just leaving this open. So if you're using this for a Valentine, you sure can. And if you're using it for a different occasion, then I haven't wrecked your plan for that by putting something that you didn't want in the inside. Hey there, Diane. Thanks for joining in. And then if you notice, I feel like the space is just, you know, screaming for something. So I wanted to add a little bit of an accessory. And so I have these resin hearts that I just love, and I keep using them. And I started to put some red ones on there, and they totally just blended in because red and red. And I'll even show you, like, I'll plop one on just kind of lightly here, maybe. There we go. And so it hardly shows up. So it's like, why use something that doesn't show up? So then I just decided to take some of the white ones here. They like to glide across that slick paper. So I'm just going to take just a couple. Usually you guys know me and I want to do 3, but I felt like, I don't know, 2 just seemed like floating up from the goat look like it should be perfect. So, oops, I must have splattered something there. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for joining in. So this is card number 9, Valentine for January Stamp Camp, and the inside. So there it is. So, okay, I'm going to get this flipped around, and hopefully my telescope gets that cascading and such. There we go. So, yeah, so all of a sudden, like I said, January Stamp Camp cards are coming together, getting that wrapped up. Hi, Renee, and thanks so much for a bunch of you joining in tonight. I feel like sometimes my numbers are a little bit higher in the evening because a lot of you are kind of relaxing for the night. You're off work for the day, and yet I kind of want to be off work too for the day, maybe. I'm just tired today. So tomorrow I will be back with card number 10, final demonstration for the month and final card for Stamp Camp. But never fear, Monday I'll be back and I will be doing a virtual crafting event for Dawn Earlbeck. So keep that in mind. So far she is my only February starting hostess. I still have Kim and the other Dawn that their parties are still open. So I just kind of keep adding to the top post of this page whenever I have current hostesses, as well as their host code. So as you order, you can use that if you want any of their cards that have been crafting for their events or to support them. Maybe you've been invited through them to these events this way too. So if you're interested in hosting, I still have spots open for February, especially with it being Celebration. There's an extra host set that you get, and I just think it's an exciting time to host just because a lot of people are wanting to order anyway. They love the special of getting something for free every time they spend $50. So that's kind of a win-win for everybody. So let me know if that is something you're interested in. February 1st, I'll get out my new newsletter, my monthly email, and so that way if I know by then I can put your host code and let people know that you're hosting too. So if you ever have any questions on anything, let me know, but otherwise have a great evening and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.